There's a sense of accomplishment in completing a task, no matter how big or small, that also aids in the amount of love that we feel within ourselves because it boosts our self-esteem. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Dare to Declare with T. Marie. I'm T, of course. I know y'all get tired of hearing me say that, but I gotta say I'm T. It just kind of flows. But thank you so much for watching. To those of you that watch, I know it will reach those who it is supposed to reach. I always pray to God that those who are supposed to be here are here. Those who I'm supposed to reach, I reach. If it's one person, they send it out. They send it out to 3 or 4 different people. Those 3 or 4 different people send it out. It will reach who it is supposed to reach through God. So today's title is Understanding Time Management for the Sake of Self-Love. So most of us don't really think that self-love includes time management, but it does. Time management plays a huge part in self-love, actually, because once you can manage your time, that gives you a sense of, I can do this. Managing even the smallest task, no matter what it may be. It might be waking up early in the morning. It might be getting to work 5 minutes early. Having dinner ready maybe 10, 15 minutes early. No matter how big or small that accomplishment is, it brings you a sense of a boost, a sense of, I got this. Through God, through the help of Him, through seeking Him, I got this. So that's why what brings me to the topic for today. And the first scripture that I'm going to give to you guys is Ephesians 5:15-17. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand the Lord's will. So I use this scripture because it's so much within the scripture that lets us know that time is of God. Time is a gift from God. Time is just time. Like, it's precious. So why would we waste precious time? Why would we waste a gift that came from God? Why would we waste a gift that He used His precious time to create, to give us? Why? It doesn't make sense. So we understand, like I just said, time in itself is a gift from God. And in understanding that time in itself is a gift from God, we also, sorry guys, my notes. We also need to understand that that gift comes with different things behind it. That gift comes with sacrifices, number one, because in order for you to utilize your time correctly, you may need to sacrifice something to do something else. So it comes with sacrifices. I'm going to give you some tips on how you can utilize your time wisely, how you can prioritize your time, how you can align your time management to make it line with God's priorities. Number one is priorities. In order for us to correctly, to godly, to be God-driven in this world, we have to do what it is that He says to do. Meaning, we have to prioritize. Prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. In that, number one, we need to put God first. Number two, we need to see what comes important after that, which would be family, if you have a family. Most of us have kids. Most of us have husbands, wives. So family would come next. And then your work schedule would come after that. Everything else should align after that. As long as you keep God first. And my schedule, because I have family, may not look like your schedule because you have family. You may be a stay-at-home mom, whereas I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I come to work. So our schedules are not going to look the same. And don't let that discourage you. Don't let the fact that my schedule booked up with work stuff or home stuff or a side job, don't let one person's schedule discourage the way that your schedule looks. We are all our own people. So prioritizing your time, our priorities become real when they become seen. They seem more real when they become seen. In other words, when we're able to write down what it is that we prioritize, we're able to see it on paper. We're able to say, okay, this is what I need to do first. This is what I need to do next. And then maybe I can get to that after that. So I'm going to go into the next one before I say that. So planning would be our next tip. Plan wisely. Planning wisely, acting accordingly, allows you to plan. It allows you to prioritize. Going back to number 1. Planning allows you to prioritize. Planning, as we all know, the Bible reveals that God is a planner. God is a planner through and through. There's no way around it. He's a planner. He plans out everything. Sorry, something in my eye. He plans out everything. So the fact that he plans out everything lets us know that we should follow suit and plan just like he does. Now, our planning may not look like his planning. However, we should plan no matter what. Most of us plan our day out. For instance, I'm at work, so my day is planned out for work. I have a schedule with work that I do circle time. I'm an early childhood educator, so circle time is planned out. Nap time is planned out. Lunch time is planned out. Centers is planned out. All of that stuff is planned out. So you do a weekly schedule. You might say, okay, I have to work such and such a day from such and such a time. For instance, my schedule is 7:30 to actually 4:20, because 4:20 I have to pick up my daughter. So my schedule is 7:30 to 4:20. So I know that within my schedule, I can schedule some different things. Maybe on my lunch break, I'm able to schedule something else. Like now, I'm doing my video on my lunch break. You have to prioritize your plans. Plan it out and prioritize. Okay, this is what I need to do. This is what matters most. And then maybe I can get to such and such after that. I was able to eat lunch. I was able to get through my day. And now I'm able to do my video. Planning monthly. So planning monthly allows you to draw out your plans for the month. It allows you to say, okay, the first of the month, I know I need to pay this, this, and this. Maybe the 15th of the month, I need to pay this, this, and this. But on the 20th of the month, I'll have extra funds so that I can do this, this, and this. So planning is not necessarily just, oh, I need to plan for this or I need to plan for this. Planning is financing as well, which again is time management. Because if you plan to pay this on this day, it needs to be paid on this day. So all of that goes into planning, prioritizing. Our next one is performing with urgency and diligency. When you can perform in a diligent manner, that is an act of God. That is us following God's actions, I should say. You performing, as we know that God performed diligently in all that he did, and with a sense of urgency behind it. So if he can do all of those things, why can't we follow behind him and do the same? It's an implementation of your schedule. Implementation of your schedule showing consistency. So when something comes up, you don't react in a negative way. You're able to look at your schedule and act wisely versus reacting and saying, well, I didn't plan for this, or this came up, or this. No, when you're able to draw it out and write it out, you're able to then see, okay, I can act on this. I can do this. I might not be able to do this, but I'm able to do this. Or I might not have the funds for this week, but next week I'll have the funds for this. It allows you to see things basically as they are, plain as day. And in that performing with urgency or planning, I highly suggest that you do color code. So for daily, you'd do red because red shows the sense of urgency. So red is more so daily, because if you have something that you need to maybe pencil in, it's in red. So this is my daily schedule. I can't really flex it, but if I'm able to flex it a little bit, then I can change it here. So red for daily. Maybe blue for weekly. Blue is more permanent. As we all know, our schedules are kind of permanent. Our work schedules, I'm going to say, are kind of permanent. Like mine, 7:30 to 4:20 is a permanent schedule. So blue means a little bit more permanent. For the month, I might do something like yellow because it's bright. So then I can say, okay, this is what I need to do here. This is what I need to do here. And then I'm okay with it. Now for my finances, I would use green. Still doing monthly, but for my finances, I would do green. Of course, money is green. So we know once we see green, this is what needs to be paid. And then annually. Some people plan out annually. Now, everybody doesn't do it. Again, my schedule is not going to look like your schedule. Your schedule is not going to look like the next person's schedule. And that's okay. It's not supposed to, because we're all our own people. So I highly suggest, within prioritizing and then planning and then performing with diligency, in order for you to perform in a sense of diligency or urgency, and you can look at it and you can see, okay, this is what I need to do here, here, and here, or this is what I need to pay out here, here, and here. You're able to look at that and color code it and say, okay, I can act wisely. I don't have to react in a negative way. Or I may be able to flip this with this. Something. You're able to just act wise. And then my final tip is act now. Don't just listen to all of the tips. Don't just say, oh, that sounds like a good idea, or I'm going to do this, this, and this. No, act now. Take action. Don't allow someone else to come in, or don't allow someone else to go and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and then you try to follow suit with them. It doesn't work like that. You have to take action for yourself. Being mom, being wife, being teacher, being whatever role it is that you play, you sometimes are the one that everyone looks up to. So you have to be the one to take action. When you take action, everyone else in the family can say, okay, this is what mom is doing, or okay, this is what my wife is doing. And they take action behind you. So act now. Don't wait. Start getting your planner. So what? It's almost the end of the year. You can start now. Get your planner. Get your book, your binder, whatever it is. Put it in your phone. Me, if you're like me, I'm not really good with paper, so I have everything in my phone. It's still color-coded, but everything is in my phone. Appointments, everything is color-coded, but it's in my phone, because I have to say, okay, I can go to my calendar and say, okay, this is what I need to do here, here, and here. And I'm able to do that. Or work, for instance, when I have to give them the days that I need off, or maybe days that I need to leave early, come in later, I'm able to go to my calendar and do that without saying, oh, let me call here or let me call there. No, it's right there. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some times where you're not able to put everything in, and that's okay. Give yourself grace in those moments. We are not perfect beings. We're not going to be perfect. Somewhere, somehow, somebody is going to mess up something, and that is okay. That is what God is there for. He's there behind us to push us, to guide us, to protect us. So in those moments when you say, okay, I didn't write this in, let me hurry up. Don't react negatively. Act wisely. I cannot stress that enough. Do not react negatively. Make sure you act wisely. And then I have some scriptures as well. The first scripture is Matthew 6:33. These are both in the TPT version, by the way. So above all, constantly seek God's wisdom. Sorry, read that all wrong. Matthew 6:33. So above all, constantly seek God's kingdom and his righteousness. Then all these things, less important, will be given to you abundantly. So if you're seeking God, you're seeking the kingdom first, God will align everything else for you. You don't have anything else to worry about. The next scripture, which ties in with it, Proverbs 16:3. Before you do anything, put your trust totally in God and not in yourself. Then every plan you make will succeed. It's in the book. I'm going to read it again. Before you do anything, put your trust totally in God and not in yourself. Then every plan you make will succeed. So it's plain as day. It lets us know right in the word that no matter what it is, before we do anything, we need to go to God. Make sure it aligns with his will. Make sure it aligns with his word. Most importantly, make sure it aligns with his plans for your life. And he will let you know if you act out of character and you move out of alignment. He will definitely let you know and make it known to not only you, but to others around you as well. He will make it known. Now, he might not punish you right then and there for it. He might not say right then and there that, oh, that was wrong. He might let you suffer in the midst of it for a little bit. But when it's not in alignment with his plan, you will know. So before you do anything, before you take that job, before you do that schooling, before you change your positions, before you, take on a volunteer position, before you take that position in the church, make sure it aligns with God. So that is all that I have for you guys for today. If that's something that I have said in there resonates with you, please contact me. If you or someone that you know may not be feeling like you're the best at time management, or even you feel like you may need someone to help you walk yourself through self-love through Christ, please contact me. I will leave that information in the description box. I hope you guys have a great day, great evening, whatever time you're watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well. I love you and have a great one.